This is a little supplement to my tri-state demo. In that demo, I mentioned I could turn an LED on or an LED off, either one of the two with one pin. I was controlling two LEDs with one pin. The only thing I couldn't do was have them both on at once. And I said if you wanted to have them both on at once, you'd have to modulate them. You'd have to turn them on and off real fast. So one way of doing that is to use the PWM function. And an example program is called Fade, and that's basically what I'm running now, a version of that program anyway. This is just a short demo on using a Fade program. So from examples, get the Fade program out. And here's my old series diodes again with the middle probe, middle center tap for a probe. Instead of having just two diodes in series across power and ground, I told you before I couldn't use red. Well, I'm using red now, but I'm putting two in series so they got a bigger voltage drop. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough voltage drop with just one. The diodes would be on all the time. So, to more equal the voltage drop of the blue, I use two reds in series. And I'm still able to do the same probing then. If I hit this to a high or I hit it to a low, it'll light up one or the other. And here, I'm using a pulse width modulated output from the Fade program, which is going from low to high continuously, but in varying proportions. Duty cycles, increasing into one, then decreasing the other way. And that's how I'm getting this oscillation. So with one pin, I'm controlling these three LEDs, brightening this one while these are dimming, and brightening these while this is dimming, back and forth with just one pin off the Fade program. The same principle as I used in the last demo about tri-state. So your pulse width modulation is sort of a tri-state thing too. So it is possible with this type of demo to have them both on at one time. It's just you got to modulate to do it and sacrifice a little bit of brightness in the modulation. But when they're both 50%, they're going to be on pretty much close. The eye is going to see it pretty much its full brightness when they're both exactly 50%. It's going to be pretty darn close, because the eye really can't see that flash at that rate. Okay, so Fade works by varying the duty cycle of the LED. So it's dim at maybe 10% duty cycle. At 50% duty cycle, it's pretty bright. It's probably almost full brightness. And then you can modulate it like 90% duty cycle if you wanted. And pulse width modulation is done at a certain frequency. So the frequency doesn't change, but the width of the pulses change, give you more or less power through. And they're using it a lot to control lights and motors too. So it's very popular. Anyway, at 50%, I could make both LEDs look like they're both on, at least to the human eye. Now, things I need to look up is what is the frequency of the pulse width modulation on the Arduino chips, and can I change it? So that's two questions I need to answer. What's the frequency by default, and is there a way to change it? So the other thing I wanted to point out is I did some actual voltage readings just for yucks. Now this is my two LEDs in series idea again, except I wanted red for the positive side, for the hot side. So I used two red LEDs in series to make up for the low voltage drop, to give them a higher voltage drop. So that gave me a 3.59. And I did this by turning, putting the probe into a ground at one point, and then to light up this LED, put it to ground. Then I put it to hot to light up, these LEDs, a high and a low. So that's how I made these measurements. So they weren't made simultaneously. That's why they don't add up. But you see, they add up to something higher than 5, although just barely. That's why it won't light up without something happening here. So when this is null, not hooked up to anything, or hooked up to something that's not, engaged, I guess disconnected, then neither LED will light it. But if this is either low or high, then high it'll light the reds, and then low it'll light the blues. So I'm still doing the two LEDs off of one wire, but now my wire is pulse width modulated. So I get this interesting effect down here. You can see with the LEDs where the one's fading brighter while the other one's fading dimmer. Get kind of a back and forth police light type thing here. So that's my tri-state probe at this point. It's kind of interesting to have on the board, at the end of the edge of the board. Then I can pull the wire out and probe around and see what's what. So it's been pretty useful as a probe, so I'm kind of left it on the board and finished it up a little bit. I just wanted to show that, yeah, you can light them both at the same time, at least to the eye.